right.
Well, thank you for introducing me.
You're welcome. And you're
This is my partner here. This is Justin DeBose. Justin is one of our manager in trainings. You know, one of the things I'd like to say about this company is that we do offer that style of programming. So as you progress through your career, we just don't promote you to management. We put you through. This company's committed. That's one of the things I think you're going to find the coolest about this place is we pair you, and we mentor you over a period of time for that next stage. Much like y'all are doing here is what Justin's doing. Justin comes to us, he's running a Sam's Club store and decided to come to us. Okay, so we're mentoring him a different direction. But he's been with me for a while. He kind of gets my logics and my theories on how things work. And therefore, well, he really does everything that he and I just run together. So this is Justin. He's going to be contributing parts of our deal today. He's working up a little packet for y'all. But I wanted to just start by introducing myself and tell you a little bit about myself. And I wanted to kind of figure out who I'm with. I know y'all have been here for 48 hours, right? 2 days so far? Okay. So I may say some things that they've said. I may say some things differently. But either way, this is my 16th year in the car business. Okay? I'm 37 years old. It's really all I've ever done is the car business. Prior to the car business, I worked at Circuit City. And when I was in because Circuit City was a commission-based job and all I am is a salesman. And prior to that, I detailed cars at a car lot. Okay? Both my parents worked at a car lot. I was designed for a car lot. This is all I do, and this is all I know. Outside of that, there's some things that I can get into and I enjoy, but at the end of the day, I love the car lot. I love being here, I love talking about it, I love training on it. It's just what we do. And so I want to make sure, and we were sitting here the other day talking about how we can do this. For me, it's big picture. I want to lay out some big picture things, bring it down to a focus point today on three different areas, and then relaunch it back out. But I'm telling you right now, I look at the world as having three unique professions. You either invent things, you sell things, or you service to those of us that do. If you can find another area, none of them have a negative connotation. They're all very powerful positions. But I look at what we do here as an exceptionally powerful position. The old school logic that the car salesman or a salesman in general is somebody without ethic, without honor, you will not find that in today's presentation. At no point will I ever talk about not speaking or saying only truthful things to your customers. It is a big deal to me. Your yes needs to be yes and your no needs to be no. You want to sell more people? Be the most honest person they meet. When they see you, they say, that's the real deal. That's what I'm going to try and talk about today, is that's the real deal. The real deal just stood in front of me, and they'll pay you more when you're the real deal. Okay? If you're taught or trained anything of trickery, of how to sly or scam somebody, I want you to reject that. Because that's not what the car business is about, and that's not what Fletcher's about. That's not who we are, and it was not how we would build our book of business. That's a little bit about where I'm going to come from today and a little baseline on me. But I want to introduce get y'all's names. So these two guys here missing? Is that the deal? Mm-hmm. 2 men down. I like it. So I'm Jason. Marcus, where are you coming from?
I'm from Joplin.
And what do you do up till now? I just got to get a good base of y'all.
I was selling cars at Crossroads.
Crossroads.
7 months.
Okay. And what brands are I apologize. I'm a Bentonville guy. Y'all up here in the Arctic North. Winter's coming. But
I sold a Chevrolet and Cadillac.
Chevy and Cadillac, my man. And then what? Brandon McCoy?
Brandon, yep. Actually, I'm originally from Kansas City. Worked across the street at the Kia lot, sold for a couple of years, and worked in the box for a couple of years.
Been in the finance office. I love the finance office. Nothing will tune you out more than a box.
Yep.
Steven Austin, sold prepaid cell phone before this for 3 years, and was ready to be serious about the job.
Sir?
Randall Sanford. I've sold cars, sold appliances and TVs, and done construction work.
Good.
The last 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
But
Andrew Watson, I sold Kias also.
Okay. So okay, good. I didn't realize we were going to have some experience. It's good. What's your name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy?
Yeah. I just got out of the military.
Doesn't matter.
What branch?
Army.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. I'm glad you got here. So this is your first sales opportunity?
Yeah.
Are you in the class, or what's your status? Come on up here, Dan. We'll have you come sit up here. You got a cold, flu,
I just threw up.
Zika virus? Zika virus? Okay. It's prominent today. Ma'am?
I'm Carrie, and before this, I was in factory work,
Factory work? What type of factory work?
printing.
Printing. Cool.
Mark Whitley, just recently came out of General Mills as an operations specialist.
Cool.
Working third shift for 9 years. I'm ready to see the light of day.
I get it, yeah. I'll tell you, we'll come back to that. I'll visit on that. Dustin?
My name's Dustin Newsom. I grew up in Little Rock and lived in Joplin for a few years, and I just came from Zimmer Radio here in Joplin.
What's Zimmer Radio?
Radio station.
A station?
Yeah.
Sorry, you're gonna-
six
yeah.
radio stations.
Cool. Did you sell for them?
Yes.
Okay, so you've sold advertisement for radio stations?
Yes.
Cool.
Michael Potter, I've spent the last 10 years working in law enforcement.
Cool. Here local?
Yes.
So you know people here?
Yes.
Cool. Ma'am?
I'm Megan, and I was a cosmetologist.
Nice.
I am a cosmetologist.
Yeah. But now you're gonna go into sales. That's huge. Ma'am?
Chelsea Jones, and I was also a cosmetologist.
Nice. And ma'am?
My name's Rhonda McDaniel. I did factory like Carrie, a little old for that, hurt my back, can't do that anymore. Basically, my background's in education, daycare employee, loved it. This is something all new for me,
Cool.
so. I'm
Excited?
ready. Yes, I am.
Sir?
Lucas?
You got your name tag, Lucas?
I'll have to grab it whenever.
We're gonna
we
make
take
you
a break.
another one, yeah, so I can, maybe one of these guys that got fired over here will just steal theirs. Go ahead, Lucas, what's your deal?
Worked as a technician for both the on-highway, so semi side of things, and ag equipment, and also in the construction side on the management.
Cool. Sir?
Tom Beaumont, been operation and distribution managers over the last 25 years. Grew up in Kansas City, moved down here for 20 years, went back to Kansas City for the last 10 years.
Good. All right, well, this is my man Justin. I already introduced you all. He's gonna set us up on our PowerPoint presentation here, and we'll get things started. So I know Joplin probably knows that we're a Walmart town in Bentonville, so we talk a lot about things that regularly you're gonna see things that come up that Sam said, because it's all over our town. So what we hear about is what Mr. Walton says and Mr. Walton does. So we about ready to go there, brother?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to, that printer.
I don't know about that printer.
Does anyone know?
They won't know. We'll just go downstairs and do it, or whatever, we don't need,
Okay, I don't need it right now.
no, let's get that up there. There we go. So obviously that's our introduction, that's what I was talking about till now, but here we go. Now, I don't know where all of y'all are going to be placed. I want you to do, though, this. The reason why I had to put this slide up here is important. You sell every brand we sell. You are a Honda salesman, your Toyota salesman, Kia, Mercedes, everything up there you sell. So that the positional power-wise, that's going to be a big deal for you, okay? That's going to be a big deal to have that capacity. You can sell everything to anybody. So if you get a customer, now a couple lingo points. Have they told you what a customer's called? Non-car guys or car guys don't say. Have they told you what a customer's called yet? No. We call it an up. Okay? We call it an up. So today, for lingo purposes, if I say that, you'll know what I'm talking about. An up is a customer, an opportunity. But these are the opportunities you're going to get. High expectations are everything.
I'm so sorry.
We do hold the bar high here. High expectation is the key to everything. Sam, that's all over the place down south. So we are going to hold you to a high level. Now, somebody was just saying they're working all these hours. There's two ways that I want to talk about lots of hours and lots of time. In this business about expectations, the expectation for our team at my store is exceptionally high, and I know it's going to be the same way here. There's only two ways to improve a dealership. More people with more time are better people that are more efficient. The reality of it is we're going to give you the best lifestyle in the car business. And when I say I've done this, it's the only thing I've ever done. I've worked a lot of hours, and it doesn't get better for a family-oriented position than this job at this dealership. That's my point. So in that, the challenge is that you're going to be expected to raise your internal bar every single day. That's going to be one of the keys of my talk today, is how you uniquely change your overall position as a person to where this is just part of your process. Okay? So that's where we're at there. Let's hit the next one. Part of that is we're going to give this legendary customer service is kind of how we like to call it down there. I'm sure they have a similar process up here, but go ahead with it. We're going to talk about all these things today, but understanding your customer. Who is your customer? What is your customer? Why do they come in? Now, think about the dating world, and in a lot of ways it's what it is. How quickly do you have to figure out who you're talking to? And it's a pretty quick process. You have to know fairly quick, who am I talking to, why am I talking to them, and how am I going to get them to enjoy me and like me to where we can go forward. Know the first impressions are the real and lasting. Okay, here's the big deal. I'm going to run through these because we've got you for 3 hours. So this part of this stuff is just kind of getting through some of the logic as we go through it. Your first impression counts. Now, one of the things I'm going to teach you today is an odd first impression. I want to change up the first impression. First of all, first impressions are a strong handshake. If you don't have a strong handshake, I want you to work on it. If you're not confident, I need you to work on it. I need you to look yourself in the mirror and get confident. I'm convinced, and I'll visit to it again, that first impressions start the second the alarm clock goes off in the morning. And answer it for yourself. Are you you hit the snooze button? Are you a snoozer? Huh?
I did this morning.
When that alarm goes off, in my opinion, it's jump out and run. It's jump up and run. Right? Jump up and run. So, and then, let's be honest. First impressions. Is everybody in the room bed made? Bed's got to be made. And to me, that's the first step of the sale. I'm not going to kid about it. It's the first step of the sale is your bed made. You're a military man. What's one of the first things they taught you? Make a bed? Huh? Why? Why is it that they hold that so dear that your bed's made?
Discipline.
Get up, make your bed. It's the part of your first impressions. Because now, when you meet me, you're going to know uniquely that I'm not just prepared for the day or for you. I've been preparing for you all day long. One of the things I'll teach you, though, is a slick way in, but you might just catch me where it feels like to you, you found me. And that's a good way to sell cars, instead of I found you. And there's a play there, but I'll work that through. But you found me. I like to come across that. Customers on the lot, I like to maybe be 3 cars away. They find, hey, sir. Then now it's their end. It takes off a lot of edge on a cold intro. But do what you say you're going to do. That's a little bit back to where I was saying a while ago, that your yes is yes and your no is no. If that is not who you are, and you are somebody who's going to say things that you can't do, I'm telling you up front, don't do this business. Because it's a recipe for short lifespan. You'll spike your sales and you won't continue it because nobody will come back to you. You won't have repeats and referrals that explode your business if you don't do that. Okay? And we're going to go through what that means. What is a repeat and a referral? If I sell a family, a father and mother or whoever, the people that they know is so vital to my future business. It's crazy vital. You don't get them the floor mats, they hate you. Think about that. It's $150. It was a mistake. It was on the WIO. You don't know what WIO is. It's something we agreed to do, and you forgot. Cost you a car deal, maybe 10. That's the weird. That's why I started the yes is yes, no is no. I said I'm going to do it. It's going to be done. I said I'm going to do it. It's going to be done. If that's your heart and your mentality of how you're going to do this deal, you will kill it in this business, because everybody will come back to you. Everybody will come back to you. They'll say, "Go talk to that guy or that gal." That's the person you want to talk to, because when they said it, they did it. Even better, under-promise and over-deliver. A couple examples of that, but I want to make sure we're clear on. Don't say things as we get through this deal. I don't want you saying, "I'm going to have you out of here in 5 minutes." Is that the truth? Can't. The 2 largest purchases that a person makes or a family makes in their life are what? Home and car. How long does it take to buy a home? Anybody own a home in here? A lot of y'all? How long does it take to buy a home?
Forever.
20 years, 30 years.
To get the loan, it takes 30 days. See what I'm saying? Why does it take 30 days?
Paperwork process.
But it should be easy, right? Hey, here's a house, here's a car, or here's a house, here's my money, right?
Doesn't work
They
that
don't
way.
want
Does it work that way? Why?
Housing market.
Well, because they have to check your background, they have to check your
Security.
financial stability or instability. There's a lot of things involved.
So do we, right? We gotta go, I gotta check your background. I gotta do things. They have to check the house background. They gotta check its title background. They gotta check, does it have a clear liens? Does it have mold? Does it have this? It's called, and I want you to start using these words. It's called underwriting. One of the ways you can handle this objection is, it's one of the things that puts us at this point is, it's one of the things that's gonna cause you the most heat, is once you're done with agreeing to terms of the customer, let them understand they're gonna go into underwriting. By then letting them know, it took you 30 days to get underwritten on your house, I'll have it done in 3 hours or less. Saying that up front makes 2 hours seem really short. Saying I'll have you out of here in a couple minutes makes 30 minutes seem like forever. And guess what? They hate you. You get it too, right? Somebody says, hey, I'll be there in a minute, and it takes them 15. What are you thinking about from minute 3 to minute 15? I'm going to knife this guy. Right? That's the truth. Am I wrong?
Nope.
But if I tell you up front, it takes 30 days to close on your house, I'm going to have you done in 3 hours on your second largest purchase. Dang, you guys are freaking awesome. I set the expectation, and I'll have it done in 2. Okay? Now, what happens is, they love me, they come back to me, and they send their friends to me. Because I handled them. Up front, I know their objection, and that's why I just handled it. Listen to your customer. These are the things you can tell. Now, you can tell if they're already saying, and most of these are reactionary objections, but you know it's 2:15. School does get out at 3. They're saying yes. Your manager needs to be involved at this point. But you may know they can't miss picking the kid up at 3:15, right? Listen. You've got to listen. Now, how do you make them hate you again? Not listen to that and not let your manager know so that he or she can then address it in such a way. Very rarely do we let a customer leave even after a handshake, because there's a ratio that don't come back. They get nervous and they put it on that, right? Little sweet old lady just tells you this, she's going to do this thing, and then what you do is shop you. But your manager's call. But if you don't listen and you miss that cue, you shot it. You're dead. You're done. Because then they miss their kid or they get late on their kid, and then they get this anxiety, and then you're the guy that's being pushy. So you got to handle that. Listen to what your customers are saying. If they say, I have 5 kids, and you immediately start showing the Civic, might be an awkward position, right? Okay, listen to them. We're going to talk about all these things, but I want you to think through what I'm saying there. It's important that you listen to the fine cues of what they're saying. Next. Follow up with your customer. Honest to God, this is where the job starts. All this stuff is kind of like a sales process, but following up, that's where the money is. What I find is the majority of the time, and this probably isn't true for anybody in this room, but upon the completion of high school, a couple options happen for folks. They have the right to go to college, because they're hard-driven. They may have goofed around in high school, and they still need a few years of maturity, so they party, play, and take an offbeat job, and then they settle. Or I hear sales guys or sales gals tell me this time, I was ADD, I didn't know what I was doing, and I'm kind of here. It's the last place, it's the last thing I'm doing. Right? And I find that they would say, so in life, they did, and they reacted to just the things that were coming at them. They can handle those things well, but anything that I didn't get given to them, not given to them, it's the wrong word, but that didn't come at them, the extra things follow up. These are the disciplines. This is doing that, let's agree. If you did all your homework in high school, and you did all your homework in college, it might be an easier world, I get it. This is that discipline. The follow-up is what makes you greater. This is the part that gets you to stay on a floor for life and not take up customers from the lot. Worst customer you can get. Just to be clear, I'm going to say it up front, the worst customer on this store, other than all customers are amazing, but as far as closing ratios, there's a lot up. A lot up's a rough customer. A referral up is money. They've already been told, they see you. This guy's credible. This guy does this, and this guy will take care of you. Or they bought from you. Follow up. They came in, and you know that they came in and they're looking at your Honda Accord, or I don't know where y'all stores are, but Dodge, you're looking at whatever it is, and they go to across the street. Know this, no one there's going to follow up with them. No one there's going to care about them. No one's going to send them a postcard later on today. No one's going to give them a phone call. No one's going to do those things. Be the one that does. You'll raise your capacity significantly. Follow up after the sale and before the sale will bring you lots of money. Lots and lots of money. That's where there could be dollar signs all that. Know that you are subjectively communicating with your customer every moment of every day. And that's the truth. That's kind of that wake up to win type of mentality. Wake up when your first alarm goes off. Wake up, get yourself squared away. Wake up, make sure your shoes and everything are polished. And everything you're doing is communicating with them. You're sitting over there smoking and joking, and they see that. It's a communication. They see it. Or if they see that you're there, you're ready for them. They see another guy's customers are walking to the door, and you're the person that opens the door, opens them up with open palms and says, welcome. You just communicated with that customer. Okay? That's one of the mentalities that I need everybody in the room to get, is that mentality of, you're at the greatest hotel in the world. It's a 5-star resort. And when you get there, what do? Somebody opens the doors for you, right? You feel welcome. They call you by your name. They say Dustin, and you're like, does he know my name? And you feel, that's communication, just to be clear. That's something that makes you different. Part of what we're going to talk today about that communication is our service walk and and how that's going to fall into our deal. Let your customers know that you truly appreciate their business. If you're not making your customer feel appreciated, things aren't going to work out. Can you still close? Probably. Okay? If you don't make, think about this. If you're at a high school dance and you see this unfortunate girl who hadn't had a great dance, if you take her over there and you ask her to dance, and everybody, how does she feel? It's the coolest thing you could have done. How does everybody look at you? You get all these points, you did nothing. You asked a girl to dance that just wasn't getting asked to dance. Or you say, the guy says, can you dance with me? And you're like, you know what? Yes. You made him or her feel so super special. That's who this customer is. They don't get treated special. They're coming in with all their defenses up. They watch video after video on how to come in and fight you, the trained sales professional. They're scared of you. And you just got to put those guards down and just say, look, I'm Jason Hooe. This is my community. I'm going to run you at Walmart. I'm going to run you at church. I'm going to see you. I'm just thankful you're here. Come on. And bring them in. I can take their guards down like that. Just tell them, I'm a local. That's what I do. If you're going to run into me right down the street, I will sit next to you at church. And I mean it. I don't want to sit next to the guy at church and sit down and here's a family that I took advantage of. I don't see taking advantage of somebody that's selling with the manufacturer's suggested retail pricing. Because I come from California originally. I'm a Bakersfield, California boy. When I cut my teeth at the first dealership I worked at was the same one my father worked at 30 years prior. And he said this, there was a price and there's an addendum, just like our cars have. Our addendum, though, has a value-add price to it. In California, on a pickup, it said $5,000 dealer markup. That's crazy. That's price plus MSRP plus rebates. That could hurt. Taking advantage of somebody could be, I have a $10,000 car and tell them it's worth $3,000. That's taking advantage of somebody. You will never hear me preach that. That's not who we are. It is my job, just like when you buy stocks, to buy it as low as possible and to sell them as high as possible. That's your task. You've been tasked with that. But we're going to do it at the right prices. But at the end of the day, let them know that you appreciate them. And then the little things matter. The little things do matter. Again, how you maneuver and how you operate. The little things are, if you're walking across the lot and you see trash, pick it up. It is nothing to you. Somebody sees it, it matters to them. Say no one sees it, but if somebody sees a clean lot, it matters to them. Do the little bitty things in your life and at work. If there are gray areas of the lot, corners that we stash things in at the lot, be the one that cleans them out. But I say do that in your life as well. Don't have any closets that have stuff stacked in it, not at home physically, but don't do that either. But in your heart and in your mind, If there are areas you need to clean out, clean them out. You'll be so much more genuine when you talk. When you visit with your customers, they'll see that in you, that you truly mean it. And pick it up. Get the little stuff out there. Just do away with it. So, and if something happens, make it right. Here's the deal. Every time something happens, it's an opportunity to make something big happen. Just to be clear, an upset customer is an opportunity to sell them a car. Worst experience ever. Perfect. We make it right. Okay? Things are going to happen. So, in our industry that y'all are entering into, you deal with the general public. Sam's Club guy deals with the general public. No one's happy, y'all. Does that make sense? People are they're just bad people out there that are scamming you or aren't going to be thankful, right? Lady, we have to open up. Yesterday, we bring in a car for a lady. We hit everything she asks. And she just wants more. After we've agreed on numbers, and I'm just one of those guys, once I strike hands with you, we've agreed upon terms. And you ask for more, to me, that's not cool. But you got to make it right. You got to figure out a way. Okay? So just know, at the end of the day, you've got to make it right. Let's hit up that next one. Sam, my man again. There's only one boss. That's the customer. They can fire everybody in the company, down from Frank Fletcher. Could he be fired today? Reality is, if they don't buy from us, he goes out of business. From the chairman down to simply by spending their money elsewhere. That's the reality of it. You're the chairman of your home. You're representing yourself here at one of the big three industries, right? And quite honestly, of the three, the highest paid. Sales is the highest paid job everywhere, anywhere. There's the guy that invents it, and he does well. But the guy that slings it, our gal, that makes it happen, that pitches the idea, that pitches the concept. Money's in sales, and you just took the big one, okay? So, they can fire you, but the only way you can truly sell is to care about them. So, that's kind of where we're at there. I just want to do a little bit of cold introduction, get everybody kind of caught up on what I'm going to talk about today. As a brief overview, hit the next deal. That's where we're at. No. Back it up a little bit. No, the unconscious. There you go. Right now, the reality of it is you're either coming into this deal in what I like to call unconsciously incompetent. Now, this week, if you've never been in please raise your hand if you've never been in the car business. Is it a little intimidating?
Yes.
Because you don't know what you don't know, right?
Right.
Today you're unconsciously incompetent, and I get it. Because it's like a child that's born doesn't know you can climb upstairs. Doesn't even understand that you can climb upstairs. He doesn't even know. And that's where a lot of us are. And I don't want it to just be car business, but in life, I want you to identify this. And this is a philosophy of mine with my children and my wife. But in each area, identify where you're at. One a very dangerous thing is to not know. But if you don't know what you don't know, then it's cool. But the day you have that little bit of enlightenment, and you see, you're just that child, but it's like, hey, how did my brother, sister, mom, dad walk up those stairs? Justin, hit the fill, please. You become consciously incompetent. Wow. Stephen can go up those stairs. I can't do that yet. Now you know that you don't know anything. It's an important place to be. The reality is sometimes your customers are unconscious. They don't even know what they're talking about. They're literally just mumbling things. And they're defensive about things because they don't know it. They're unconsciously incompetent in buying the car business. We got to move them up the scale. But in your career, part of this path is that today you've at least identified, I don't know anything, but I can see what it's all there. I'm going to move up the scale of competency. I'm consciously incompetent. There's nothing wrong with being consciously incompetent. In fact, it's a very powerful thing to identify in every bit of your life the areas that you're incompetent and write it down. I'm incompetent in this area. As soon as you write it down and you make it real, whatever area it is of your life or yourself, I say, and I want to be clear about a philosophy. I'm a philosophy guy. Everything I say I reference to life because the car lot is just part of our life. We aren't just here. We're people. We're trying to really just dominate in the world. And I'm here during the day, and therefore I'm just doing the things I do. So when I say life, I'm also being in your car lot. Hey, I don't know how to do a good walk around. What is a walk around? If you're asking what is a walk around, then you're unconsciously incompetent. Perfect. Write it down. I don't know how to do whatever it is you just said. Those are great areas. I want you to bring those up. So in your notes today, please, I'm going to leave plenty of time here at the end. If I talk about a topic, a walk around or something like that, and you're like, can you just tell me what you were talking about? Like, what is that thing? Put it down. I'll move you to the consciously incompetent, and then we'll teach you how. So, consciously incompetent. Then over time, the baby says, you know what? I can get up those stairs. But he gets up the stairs knowing he has to be careful. So he holds onto the rail, right? And he takes that step. And he takes that step because he knows, this is dangerous, and I can get hurt, and I could fall. But I'm going to hold on this rail, and I'm going to go through the motions that I feel like I can do. And that's where you're at with your customers. That first time you take a customer up, and you walk out there and you shake their hand, that's where you're going to be. We're going to have you right there. I just want to be clear. The goal is that you're there where you consciously know that everything you're about to do is going to be tough, and you're going to hold on to the rail. Over time, you become unconsciously competent. The reality of it is that all of us today can walk up and down those stairs with our eyes closed, holding our children. You know how many muscles it takes to walk up and down a stair? You know what balance it takes? You know how many different things you have to go off in your brain to work certain parts of your body to be able to make that maneuver happen with no handrail? It's incredible. You can't tell yourself how to do it. I can't tell myself how to walk up and down stairs. It's just what we do. I'm unconsciously competent. And it's the reason why Michael Jordan failed as a coach. He can't tell you how to do what he did. He doesn't know how he did what he did. He's just that bad hombre. Right? It's the reality of it. He's just that bad hombre. He just can't tell you, I don't know how to do that. I'm just there. And so in that's where our goal is. In any area of life is that I'm always working, whatever I'm doing, at where I'm at in my competency scale. Okay? Where am I at in my competency scale of how I arrive to work? Where am I at in my competency scale of how I know my lot? And the reality of it is your lot is the most vital thing we have. Customers are being the most vital, but what we're selling to customers is the other part of that equation. We agree if there's nothing on the lot, the customer's just there. So the two, if you don't know your lot intimately, that's a problem. You won't be able to ask questions that'll take you to the path that'll get you down to success, okay? And so we're going to talk about and constantly think about our competencies. It means a lot to me that as I take a salesperson from here, and my goal is to get them to here. The only person that gets you to here, just so you know, that's you. No trainer gets you to unconsciously competent. No one's going to get you here. That's just years of disciplines that become who you are. And that's why I don't talk about it in the sense of the lot. I talk about it in the sense of life. I want you constantly looking for to raise your competency scale. Now, I constantly will tell my sales team, it's very dangerous if you misidentify where you were at. If you go talk to a customer thinking you're here in this area, I know my lot. I got it. I know my lot, bud. And you didn't really prepare. But you're here. Dangerous. You're going to say some things that you didn't need to say, and that's where some truthfulness issues come in. Now you bluff. Right? Now you have to bluff because you weren't truly competent. You faked it until you make it. I don't want you doing that. Okay? I don't want you faking it until you make it because that's not who we have to be. So a lot of people are. It's easier to fake it. I want you to know it. In life, I don't want to go run a marathon because I'm not ready for the marathon. If I do, I may hurt myself. Same thing here. I'm a runner, but same thing here. You got to be very careful where you're at in your area. It's very dangerous to misidentify yourself. That's where accountability, a partner, a friend on the lot. Hey man, I'm not good at my walk around. Okay, would you let me give you a walk around? No, that's a dangerous thing to ask, right? Because it's going to put you into a place of vulnerability. Very vulnerable when you ask somebody to just say that. And when I'm done with my walk around and I tell you about exactly how my product works, would you do me a favor and tell me what I did wrong? It's vulnerable, right? No one wants to stand in front of the mirror and have somebody point out your faults. Nobody. Except the guy that wants to fix them. Right? Or gal. That's where you need to be. be humble enough to move your competency scales up. Okay, you've got to think about that competency scale as we go through this deal. Be humble enough to say, I'm not competent yet, I'm incompetent still, and ask for help. Now what that looks like is over time, you're going to take that customer from handshake to demo drive to where we walk them in to where I don't know what to do next because you haven't gotten to that next level. You need what I call a turn, or we call a turn in the industry, where a senior salesman will come alongside you and follow through with that portion of it, walk you through that portion of it, to where then you can say, cool, and get a little bit more competent, because that's what it get. Now you're dancing. This is high level dancing. When you come down to someone's budget, their money, and putting them in a quality product that they may not want, need, but you've sold it to them, and it's a very delicate dance. You've got to get in there and be willing to. There's times where it's aggressive, but it is. They're kind of crazy, but you have to just like listen, and you have to be able to work with them to where it's their idea to bring them up. That's a delicate dance. I promise you, you're incompetent at it today. You might be incompetent at that for years. Doesn't mean you can't make money. Be competent at getting the right person at that point to help, and that is what your manager's job is to do. To be clear, that's where you get me. Jason, Jay, here's where I'm at. Show them the car. Show them the product. Introduce myself. Show them my service department. I'm there. No problem. Knuckle bump me in. I'm confident there. That's the hardest part for me to teach. I'll be honest with you, my ratios are, I'm stout there. Really stout. Okay? I'll come in. Your management staff, the reason why they're at their position should be because they're exceptional in that area. So don't be worried about it. You got all the time in the world. There's no stress. You have trained individuals with many years of experience coming in. If I only asked you this, show them the car, show them my lot, tell them about all the benefits I'm going to give them, tell them about the warranty I'm going to give them, just bring them to me. Would you have any stress? The reality is you wouldn't. That's what it is. So don't. Over time, you may start saying, I want to take the first pen. Write this down. Pencil. Offering. That is an offering. There's another car lingo. So we talk about ups and pencil. Pencil's an offering. Okay? I want to take that first pencil out. And I want to get the first series of no's. First of all, this is a big deal. No's are one of the areas where our job starts. I am not afraid of a no. Ever. Ever, ever, ever afraid of a no. If you're afraid of a no, we're going to work on that. And that's where I talk about the wake up, the win type of mentality. Where they know, I ain't afraid of a no. I want the no. In fact, I'm a 7 to 15 guy. 15 no's in, I'm still going hard. But my look at it as, you don't get paid if I don't earn your business for you. You won't bring another customer inside if you feel like Jason Hooe can only go 3 or 4 no's deep and he backs up. You won't bring another customer in to him and expect your manager to help pay your mortgage. And the reality is, I don't know what your mortgages are. I know that I live on a 60-acre ranch, and I know that a couple, 3 or 4 solid car deals will pay for the whole thing each month. So wherever you're at in your scale, just know this. A quality car deal, can pay everything of your month in 3 or 4 of them, and then the rest is your gravy that's going to max fund your 401k, $17,500 a year, max fund your health savings account, and put kids in private school. Those are the things that just so you know, on a side note, that's the expectation. If you think that, but my being here is not to talk about how to get to the middle of the road in this car business. I preach one thing to all my team. When I first got in the car business, I had a manager take me out, and this is what he said. I need to run some debt up on you. I was 20 years old. He wanted me to get a credit card. He wanted me to get a big truck. And he wanted me to have a lot of debt for motivation, because 20-year-olds are dumb. They are. And I was dumb, for sure. And I listened to him. But it wasn't very long until I realized that sales manager was an idiot. He managed me with the whip, trying to keep me on the run from debt. I managed from one place. I want $17,500 in your 401k every year. Want to retire? Don't miss your 401k payment. $17,500 a year, and be the first one to tell me when they bump it next year to 500 more. I want your health savings accounts max funded. I want your house paid off in 10 years, not 30. I want your apartment to turn into a house, and I want you to be debt-free on your cars. That's a different philosophy than a lot of guys talk, but I'm telling you, I don't want the guy that manages himself off of a reactive sell because he has to continue forward, or the debt monster is going to eat him. I want the guy or gal that's going to just destroy this world and come after it and pay for everything, and his kids are going to be in private schools, and not just some schools, the best schools, because that's what sales should do. That's what we should be doing, is excelling, not living in mediocrity. And the reality of the world is, most of the world is full of sheep. I want some wolf dogs out there hunting, and that's who you are. Win. I'm not here to talk about, I'll get you out of debt. One of the first things I do with my team at home is get them out of debt. And then we start max funding things, because that fire, the first time you put $17,500 in a 401k, you won't miss it. You won't miss it again. You'll look at it. And then when that little extra motivation comes of dial 16 or 25 or 100 more customers, you're thinking, I got to get my number. Not because the monster's after you, the debt monster. It says in Proverbs, you have to run like a gazelle from the mouth of the lion. He's going to kill you. Debt will kill you. Talks about if you're in debt, you're like a slave. So when that manager did that to me, he kind of enslaved me, right? Remember the old saying, the company store? You know what the company store was? I gave you credits, and then the guy would go down and spend his own money at the company store. So he'd work to just fund his credit bill at the company store. You don't want slaves. We don't want people that are in debt. We want people that are free and roaring to life, to max out everything they've got and to just truly win at this world and retire. And retire strong and vibrant. That's what we want. So that's part of this deal. I got a little topic there. I get all fired up when I talk about people winning. Winning is a big deal to me. You've got to win. Go back one, please. We'll come into that here in a second. So, a couple of so I was talking about that pencil. That was the thing I said before I kind of got fired up. I'm passionate. I'm sorry. I am passionate. If that's an issue, just let me know. So anyway, as you work through your competencies, know that that's the case. Your manager's job is to be competent in the areas that you're not, and to help you do that. So have some peace about it. Now, why I want you to have peace about it is, if you don't have peace about it and you have anxieties about it, we'll feel it. Your customers will feel it. If you have anxieties at work, your customers will feel it, and they won't vibe as well. Okay, that you won't put off that right scent of not arrogance, but confidence. Okay, that's different. I don't want you to be arrogant, but I want you to be very confident. Where they say, I don't know, he's not playing around. She's not playing around. Right? But if you got, so just know that. Have peace about the steps you're on, and that first few steps are going to be as follows. You're going to greet. You're going to talk about you're going to figure out what they need, and we're going to go to the lot. We're going to pick out the car on the lot. We're going to do some of that today. Then when we come in from the lot, we're going to go down the service drive. Now, why I want to talk about the service drive is this. Did y'all? But just to back up a little. Has your other class got you to that point right now? By the way, if they got you a product, you should be caught up to product.
We did a walk around yesterday.
They went down and we did a walk around?
Yes.
Cool. I'm glad that's kind of what I'm picking into right here, okay? We're going to handle this next stage is going to be that closing logic. Everything we're going to do is going to work us through this next stage. Now, on the lot, I'm going to write one thing down here for you. As you go through the lot or you ask questions, everything is going to work out like this. Every time. As we work on this is how it's going to work for you. Miss Carrie, are you familiar with a deck of cards?
Yes.
How many cards are in a deck of cards?
52.
52 cards. Everybody agrees 52. Sometimes there's jokers. We don't count the jokers, right? What are the suits of a card on a deck of cards, Andrew?
Hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs.
Okay. Jeremy, pick two of those suits and tell me what they are.
Diamonds, a diamond, hearts, and heart.
Okay, diamonds and hearts. That's what you pick? Cool. Pick one of those.
Heart.
Okay, and which one's left?
Diamond.
Okay, your card will be a diamond. Are you familiar with the face cards of a card, of a deck?
Yes.
What are they?
Jack, queen, king, and ace.
Pick two of those.
King and ace.
Pick one of those.
King.
And which one's left? Same thing?
Ace.
Your card is the ace of diamonds, right? And that is how the car lot works. Every time. That's how the car lot works. Okay? That's how the car lot works. That's how you sell a car. I couldn't put that in I couldn't put that in any more simple of a format. 52 different options, 4 different ways. I can ask 7 different unique questions and have you land on exactly what I want. Who's seen Christmas Vacation? When Clark takes his family out into the woods and it's freezing, his daughter's eyes are frozen, and he finds his Christmas tree. What's over the Christmas tree? Angels, right? And stars. Ah! Ace of diamonds. He found his car. He found his tree. And they found their car. When you have enough capacity for your customer to feel like they led the entire process because you're so competent in what you're asking, that it's their idea, think that improves the car sale? Think that improves your ratios?
Yes.
Dang right it does. I'm the only guy standing. You got to date me. Right? That's who we are. That's what we're doing. And so here's the deal. You got 450 cards on your lot. Same number of cards by the number of options you could choose. And within 7 questions, you can have them on the right car. To where it's their idea. So let's talk about some rules. Write this first rule down. Rule 1 is you never ask a question that you don't know the answer to. That seems like a tall task, I know. Unless you don't care about the answer. And don't care about the answer. I don't want that to come across wrong. I care. How's your day? Hey, Dustin, how's your day?
Excellent.
Day's going right? At the end of the day, does your day affect me? But I want to ask. I mean, it's just one of those things, right? How's your day going? Yeah. How's your kids doing softball? How's your kids doing wrestling? They're killing it. Does it affect your day? Does it sell you a car? No, but it's nice. So remember the rule. Never ask a question you don't know the answer to. Unless you don't care about the answer. So the questions I ask are, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to give you the answer. A or B. Either or. Let me ask you this. Did they go over this yet? They got any more questions with y'all?
No.
Man, I need more time. I need more time.
You may have.
I need more time. So here's the deal. Either or questions, then we got it back all the way up then. If we're not either or questions, so time out. Listen, sir, ma'am. Would you like your car to have leather or cloth?
Leather.
Perfect. Were you looking for 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive?
4-wheel drive.
You looking for 4-door or 2-door?
2-door.
Perfect. Let me ask you this. You looking at the V8 or the V6?
V8.
Dang right you are. I appreciate your style. And are you looking for lighter or darker colors?
Dark.
Perfect. Y'all, in 7 questions, I can have you down to 3 or 4 different possibilities, and I'm not lost in the sea of Christmas trees. They all looked exactly alike, but Clark knew. But that was his car. Now I don't go out to the lot. I have that car brought up. Right? Have that car brought up at an auction when they're selling cattle. Do they just say, hey, look at all the cattle, pick one and buy it?
No.
They bring it out, right?
Right around.
I bring that big boy out there and say, look at him. This is the real deal. If I could lift him up, I would, but here's the deal. This is you're buying the real bull. Heck yeah, I am. That's the cattle yard.
Worked there.
Huh?
Doing French fries for them boys. Worked there.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You bring her up. You bring up the $64,000 pickup. You bring up the $16,000 Honda Fit. You know why? Because the fit's just as important, that person's budget, as a $64,000 ride. If you forget that, if you don't make her feel, or him feel like that fit is the most valuable thing they're going to buy, they're stepping up, dog. Don't think they're not. That fit, they're coming from driving 15-year-old cars that broke down, smell like smoke, and it's not their fault that rattle and the brakes don't work, and you're showing them a fit. It's the coolest thing they've ever seen. Trust me. You may not think it's cool. They make it for a reason. Somebody thinks it's cool. And if you make them feel even a little bit ugly, she ain't gonna date you. Okay?
Amen.
Not even a little bit. It is, you like the fit? I love the fit. Let me tell you why. Okay? It's just how it has to be. Never make someone feel like, well, you trust me on this. You sell a Civic, or you sell that big pickup, the reality of it is, across the board, I know the number of what each dealership makes on what's called a per copy average. That includes the fits. It includes the Civics. I say those because it's my brand. It includes the Cruise. It includes the, you see what I'm saying? It includes those. The commissions are the same. The problem is the applied discount. People don't understand how to get the applied discount right in the person's mind, or where they've already had the achieved number. And I'll talk about that. I need more time. So listen, make her feel good. And I'm going to get all fired up on this. So either or questions are important. Within 6 or 7 questions, I can have you on the car. You're going to bring the car up. You're going to make the car special, and you're going to make the car unique. Already, you've done something that no other salesman's done, because here's what everybody else has done. They throw away their cigarette butt. How am I help you? Come on out. Let me show you where she's at. Come on out here, right? Oh, I ain't got the keys. Daggone it. Run inside. I hate that. I freaking hate that. Not prepared, didn't know what I'm doing. Where am I at? How am I there? It's crazy to me. Google, did you get that printer working?
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to write this down so they don't see it. I want you to Google this. Give me the, That's one of my favorites. This is my favorites. I'm going to have to go this direction, because this class, that's where we're at in this class. Huh? That guy's probably $100 bills. You never know.
It's over by that black bill on the other side.
Something fell out of your
By the
pocket.
podium.
We'll get it figured out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, if you'll Google that for me.
You want the whole thing on?
No, here, let's just do this. Go here to my Google and just put it on here. I'll just read it right from here. Well, I don't want to put it there. I'm going to read it like dialogue. So sorry, I've just had an idea of how I want to change things up. But yeah, the guy's smoking, joking, talking, walks out the lot, doesn't know what he's doing. And you're the guy that has asked them the right amount of questions in the right amount of time that's relevant to who they are, making them feel special, making them work for you, and making it all their idea. Because rule number 2 on your write-down is this. Who controls the conversation? Who controls the conversation? 2 people are talking. Who controls it? Customer or us? The person answering asking the questions controls the conversation. What if the customer comes into you and says, hey, by the way, what's the horsepower? Hey, by the way, do you have the EXLs? Hey, by the way, what are your rebates? Hey, by the way, what are your discounts? Who's controlling that conversation? The one that asks the questions controls it. Now here's the caveat to that thing. Who feels like they're in control of the conversation? Person answering the questions. Take a girl or a guy out on a date. Don't ever talk about yourself. Ask them questions all night. You know what they leave feeling? It's the best conversation I've ever been part of. That's amazing. Oh, snap. He talked about me the entire time. Right? You want to win? Only ask questions. Okay? The person that asks the questions controls the conversation. The person that feels like they're in control of the conversation is the person answering the questions. And therefore, you pick my ace of diamonds. I controlled everything you did. You never had an opportunity not to choose what I wanted you to pick.
How come?
Because I controlled the conversation.
He led you where you wanted to
But I let you feel like it was your options. There's not any other cars. I only sell Fords here. I'm not going to land you on a Hyundai.
Okay, you're going to have to explain that.
I can't. Here's the deal. I can explain it. This guy here is my trainee. He spends all day, every day with me. If I go somewhere, he goes with me. He asked me on the way here, boss, just tell me, how's it work? I said, I can't. You've got to figure it out. Is that what I said to you, Justin? I can't tell you. I can tell you. It's super easy. It doesn't get any easier. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you how it works.
Okay.
Okay? Once it clicks, and I send you out with a pencil offering that says 320 and the customers want to be at 250, you'll do exactly what I just did to what they say to you. Fine, 320. You'll say, you know what, I'll do it. There's a difference in how you structure. I want people that aren't like a normal car guy. I want them to be the customer's idea. To pick the ace of diamonds. I can pick anything I want, but whatever I write down is what they're going to pick because I controlled it. So, you want to see it again just for logic? You want to see it one more time?
Yes. I mean, it's gonna work every time, I just wanna know.
But I want you to
how it
listen to the
works.
questions. Now I want you to think about it as options on the lot. Remember, it's 52 times 4. The
Okay.
same number of cars you have on the lot. Okay?
You don't have another page of paper up there, do you?
That's as many piece of paper you want. Now, my man here made you copies for notes. Didn't you? Do you make that, Justin?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Did I not give you? You
I'm
can write-
sorry they were late, guys.
That's
They-
okay.
The printer didn't print the card.
No, I'm not.
You get that
No,
baby.
I'm talking about,
Well, we were in my
I would
truck
like to
first
use
and
you
he
had
kicked me
another
out of it.
paper
Oh.
He said,
card.
we have to
Okay, well,
keep
that's fine. Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Well, then are you familiar with the deck of cards?
Yeah.
Okay, how many cards are in the deck? And we don't agree that jokers count?
Mm-mm.
We don't agree that jokers don't count?
Oh, wait, no, we agreed that they don't count out.
Because otherwise it'd be 54, right?
Right.
All these questions I don't care the answer to. You agree? Joker deals a spin. I already know you know the deck of cards. So it's 52, what you said? Perfect. And what are the suits?
Diamond, queen.
No, suits.
Wait, it's diamonds, hearts, clubs, and spades.
Perfect. Pick 2 of those.
Uh,
Either or question.
a jack and a queen.
No, you pick
Oh.
suits.
I don't
suits.
get it.
It's just like a customer. Customers don't know what to talk about. I don't get it. Well, let me explain to you. Because they don't know. I don't know what an EXL is, so I want to make it simple.
Diamond.
Just like with the customer, I want you to make it simple. So what are they? Heart and diamond?
Right.
Why did
one
they
of-
pick?
What's that?
I'm trying to.
No, that's the question. This is a logic. I want to
Wait,
get us
hold
through.
on. I want to.
Why did they pick a heart and a diamond? He picked a heart and a diamond. Why didn't they pick a spade?
Pick something else.
A spade and a club.
Okay, what are the other 2 that are left?
Heart and a diamond.
Perfect.
That's where you funnel them, right?
Pick one of them. I'll pick one of those.
I get it.
Now pick one of those.
Yeah, a diamond,
Okay, which one's left?
a heart.
Perfect. What are the 4 suits? Jeremy.
The 4 suits still?
I'm sorry, what are the 4 faces?
Ace, king, queen, jack.
Pick 2 of them.
Jack and ace.
Pick one of them.
Jack.
Your card's a jack of hearts.
Oh
Every
my
time.
gosh.
See?
You just
450 cards.
You always
Cars on my lot. There's 450 cars on my lot. 7 questions from now, I can have you on my car. Now the good news is on the lot, you don't got to get them to a jack of heart. You just have to know what they want to be on. Does that make sense? You don't have to get them to one card, a particular one. You don't care what they choose. Do you want leather or cloth? Do you care?
No, I don't care what.
As
they
a salesman,
choose.
I don't care. I just want to know. Right?
Yeah, you make it.
Narrows the field.
I just want to know. I want leather. Dang right you do. You need to I want 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive. I want 4-wheel drive. Of course you do. I want V8. Of course you do.
V8 better than V6?
Depends. The horsepower to weight ratio depends on what I'm trying to sell them. V6 is amazing if the rate ratio is right. I mean, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is everything I have
Is
on the lot.
leather better than cloth?
Depends. I don't buy leather, but that's because I'm a budget man.
I don't either, so I'm just asking.
But I don't
If
want
you're
you
a
to sell based
smoker,
off
you
what
want
you
leather.
want.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, do they always pick the better one? I mean,
No, they come in. No, you're going to learn a lot about the customer in these questions. Right now, here's what they may say. This is what they may say. Nope, I'm on a budget. I need $250 a month, and I want it here.
That's
I want the
me.
cloths. You didn't right. You know what? That's me. That's me. I drive only 10-year-old vehicles, except for my wife. She gets what she wants. Which because I keep her something. But because here's the deal. To me, it's a depreciating asset that doesn't appreciate.
What do you drive?
I drive a 2001 F-250 because it's got the 7.3 and it works my property, and I drive a Hummer because I'm an American.
I drive a 2001 F-150.
There you go. I wake up every morning and burn tires, but that's just because I'm not a green guy. But, you know, it's just I don't have other.
Amen.
You see what I'm saying? Listen, here's the deal. I kind of got excited with it. So your question is, why do they want leather? I don't care what they want. I have to know what they want, though. So that when I go, the logic of go to the lot and stand in the cattle, I want to pull it up.
Okay.
one or two options. So if they walk out, if you're inside, you do that, and you whistle at your lot porter and say, hey, pull up a gray, and they chose darker colors, a gray, a black, and a deep red for me. I want 3 leathers brought up here at the front pad real quick, okay? All right, guys, here's where I'm at. And he's out there doing it. He knows, 60 seconds. Come on outside, you open the door up, and boom, there's your 3.
You just eliminated everything else in the lot.
And they're thinking, holy cow, this makes my needs. Now, in a pencil logic later on, we may go from leather to cloth if we need to hit a budget. Okay, that's going to be something we need to talk about as far as closing.
I don't want to dominate the questions, I just want to know what I'm doing.
Dominate the questions.
All right, well.
Because who controls the conversation?
You.
Person asking the questions. Control the conversation. I'm cool with that. If you need to know, then you
But
ask.
with those questions, you're also making them feel that they're in control because they're answering what they want.
They're in control. What the difference is, or why they don't like us, is because we've got the cowboy hat on, and I wear boots and a hat, so trust. We got the cowboy hat on, and we say, come on, little lady, this is the one for you. Your husband say you can buy it?
Oh, no. That's
Right? But that's the reality of how the people perception of how we're going to treat them. Well, no, you're getting that one. No. If I want them to pick that one, I'll have them pick that one. I can have you pick the Jack of Hearts right now, but I'm going to make it your idea, not mine. Then it seems like magic. There is no real magic in this world. Everything about magic is what? Just understanding the dark spots in people's minds of the areas that they don't understand. So I'm going to have you pick what I want, but at this point, because I'm servant-hearted, and this might be the number one thing I want you to sell from, a place of servant-heartedness. In fact, write that down. Sell from servant-heartedness. You will make more money if you're servant-hearted. If you're not servant-hearted and you're selfish-hearted, you'll sell cars. But nobody will come back to you. You'll sell cars. Your grosses won't. Everybody knows what the word gross is profit. Okay, gross is what pays you. It's another lingo term. It's not. Your profits aren't going to be where you want them to be. But if you truly are servant-heartedly caring about those questions, the reason I'm asking those are because I want to honor you and I want to honor your time now. I don't want you to have to spend your entire day buying this car. You bet me. A trained professional who can narrow that path quickly to what you need. Now, if you went to a realtor and they took you to, you're looking for a house that's $300,000, and they took you to a house that was $500,000, and they took you to a house that was $100,000, you'd be like, what are you doing? You're not assessing my needs. Your job as a realtor, your job as a salesperson is to assess their needs right there. It serves them to do this. It cares for them to know. Now, again, you can't do this, everything I'm talking about here, on my competency scale, until you are very competent on your lot. You'll never be unconsciously incompetent on your lot, and here's why. It's a dynamic, living creature. I'm selling and I'm bringing things in all day, every day. You don't want to feel like, you don't want to get to the point where I know where it all is. In fact, we do merchandising where we flip the entire lot for a reason. To keep things fresh, to keep things moving, okay? So you don't want to ever be unconsciously incompetent on your lot. You want to be consciously competent, where I know where I've got, I know where it's at, and I know how I'm going to get there because I walked it today, and I walked it yesterday, and I walked it the day before, and I'm going to walk it tomorrow. Part 2 of the steps to the sale for me, if I were to start the whole class over, it would be wake up, make your bed, come to work, and walk your lot. The reason why I say walk the lot is because a big part of my steps to the sale is I pull the car to you. Different than a pre-owned car. But in a pre-owned car, I can ask a series of questions that'll get you the same area where I know at least I'm showing you a truck. You're looking for a four-wheel drive truck. You're looking for a two-wheel drive economic car. Or you're looking for a luxury car. Right? You got to ask those questions.